What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Star Wars Battlefront 2. We're back with Dark Side battle scenarios, playing the Roger one on Tier 1. So let's jump right into it. I changed the format. We are now in live commentary instead of post commentary. I just think it's a little bit more authentic. I use health on elimination, the health regeneration ability, and I use the acid launcher because you will see that later in the first one, it doesn't matter. I am also using the CR2 because we are going to play a fairly aggressive style, and with its high rate of fire and damage output, well, the damage output isn't high, but with the high rate of fire you can dish out quite a lot of damage anyway, so it's pretty good in my opinion, especially against the AI. What I also like is the burst weapon as an alternative. I don't know the name anymore, but I think that's also a good alternative. Hello. Now, due to the limited damage that this weapon has, getting headshots is pretty good, because that really adds quite a lot of potential. Obviously the enemies aren't particularly graded Tier 1, so not much to worry about. This shield was kind of annoying. And, I mean, we are just, walking around here trying to get rid of the enemies. As we always do, because that's the point of the game, like, literally. So, genius comment there. That's what you're here for, right? Genius commentary. Anyway. Come on, man. Use your shield. Weapon is, in my opinion, quite useful. Again, because of its high rate of fire and the short reload times, or the recharge time, cooldown time, whatever you want to call it. You can play relatively aggressive with it, and the nature of the AI, especially on the lowest difficulties, is pretty vulnerable to any sort of attack. It's really only when you give them a lot of time that they could do something that could hurt you. But, well, again, especially on these difficulties, you can just play very aggressively and expect good results. Where are you? Who knows? There you are, crouching. Not a cool tactic, man. Obviously the Tier 1 challenge is not particularly difficult to defeat. It's all about, as we have already discussed in the other challenges, it's all about learning the map and learning the class that you want to play, maybe also the weapon. So even though it really doesn't matter what you use in the first challenge, it is a good way to get used to the things you want to use later on. So if it was only about this challenge, I would possibly use the grenade, but I want to... oh no. I want to use this smoke thingy, acid thing later on, so, you know, you just equip it anyway and get used to it. Get it into your game. Let's return to the menu and, well, when we go for Tier 2. And I'd say we'd jump right into Tier 2. And I'm going to use the same. Now, the enemies have lower health. Now, we also have lower health, but hopefully isn't going to matter too much. But the enemy is having lower health. Means the lower damage output of our weapon really doesn't matter so much, and our acid thing is more effective. Oh no! We're having a horrendous start here. Perfect. Alright, let's go for it. Now in range, this weapon is kind of pathetic. So you kind of have to play it a little bit more aggressively. Because these guys pack a lot more punch on range. This is the range you want to fight at. Close to medium range. And when playing against the AI and in multiplayer, what you can kind of keep in mind is kind of stick to the edge of a map where you're not being surrounded. Pick your spots, pick your targets, and then just eliminate them. Positioning is key in games like this, so learning the map is certainly valuable. Here, I have another one. Now we can just let the grenade do the damage. And that's a cool thing about the fast ability recharge. You can just drop these grenades everywhere, and then you have these acid clouds everywhere. You can just see how the damage numbers tick up, so that is obviously great for the combat, but it's also great for the team in general when the enemies are taking damage, because obviously when your teammates are confronted with lower health enemies, it's not a range I want to fight at, but I was pretty confident anyway. It should be a pretty good grenade. Oh, thought I killed him. I'm sure they can get rid of him. As you can see, you also pick up the odd kill and with the grenades doing the damage. Oh no, we're being pushed to the side. That's not ideal. There we go. So you have to play this weapon a little bit more aggressively, because obviously at range you lack everything, including damage. So yeah, that's kind of the playstyle you probably want to use, be a little bit more aggressive. And as you could see, the acid cloud is kind of useful when you have a fast ability recharge, as well as the weak AI, so that's kind of useful. So here we are with tier 3, and as we can see, we have a minimap disabled, which is annoying. Slow ability recharge, which is also annoying. One hit player health and one shot AI. And that's the main reason why I'm picking the fast shot weapon thing that has low damage, because it doesn't matter. And the acid also helps, because obviously you have one shot health and you have the acid cloud. You can probably get some kills with it. And fast rate of fire is also useful to get some shots in, and so far so good. Now in this mode as well, I think it's very important that you stick to the edges of the map, because when you have no mini-map, it becomes very difficult to not get surrounded or shot in the back, so limiting the angles from which the enemy can assault you is probably a good idea. There, that's the power of this. Oh no! We had a triple kill, but there was one more guy. Oh, that was... that could have been amazing. They're all just spawning in front of us. Could have been so good, man. Could have been so good. I mean, it was pretty good. It's not like it was a total embarrassment, but could have been so much better. You know? Coulda, coulda, woulda. Oh well. Doesn't matter. We are more or less cruising here, and like that's the benefit of this weapon. You just aim in a general direction, and with a high rate of fire you're probably going to get a shot off. So well, that was pretty quick. That's what she said. Oh well. So yeah, that was kind of a thing that I suggest for tier 3. Still play fairly aggressively with that weapon, but with a high rate of fire you can just aim in the general direction and react very quickly as well. Like when you have a slow rate of fire, it is a lot harder to go from target to target. So that is pretty good as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And until next time, farewell.